Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Gabriel Knight. Da sind wir wieder.
Jo, auf der Polizeistation und wir haben ja ein paar Fotos bekommen, die aber nicht so wirklich geholfen haben. Und ja.
Jetzt hatten wir ja noch von Grace erfahren, dass wir bei der Großmutter irgendwelche Sachen vom Vater angucken sollen. Und wenn man hier mal guckt, hier ist nichts mit Großmutter. Aber wenn man hier klickt, kann man sich die Umgebungskarte aufrufen und voilà, wir haben das Haus der Großmutter.
Genau, da muss man erstmal drauf kommen.
Richtig.
Für viele war früher hier schon Schluss mit dem Spiel. Nee, das sind so Tricks. Also ich wette, wenn man sich die Anleitung nicht durchliest, dann kommt man da nicht drauf. Aber jetzt gucken wir erstmal, was die hier so zu sagen haben.
So glad you stopped by.
Sorry it's been a while, Grandma.
Not at all. Give us a kiss. Now come and sit down. Tell me how you're doing.
Ja. Sprechen wir erstmal mit ihr?
How you been, Gran?
Just fine, dear. I'm sorry I bothered you at work, but I was hoping you'd get a chance to go through your father's things in the attic.
Don't be silly. You can call me anytime.
Genau, das war ja das, weswegen, was uns Grace vorhin gesagt hatte mit den Sachen des Vaters.
Auf dem
You're looking
Dachboden, ja.
Gran.
Thanks, dear.
Dann fragen wir sie nochmal jetzt, wegen whatever.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
So ein Standardgespräch eben, Oma, kann ich dich was fragen? Da hängt eigentlich meistens, ich brauche Geld mit zusammen, ne?
Richtig.
Aber wir wollen ja Gott sei Dank nur ein bisschen was über Voodoo-Morde wissen.
Genau, wir fangen erstmal an.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? What an odd question, Gabriel. Of course, you always were interested in monster movies and all that other weird stuff. You get that from your father and granddad. I don't know anything about it, dear. Of course, it was very big in New Orleans at one time, but you don't hear about it so much these days. Too much else in the world to worry about, I guess.
Ja, da hat sie recht, glaube ich. Aber, okay.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Oh, Gabriel, nothing. And I don't want to. I sometimes wonder what this world is coming to.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is very southern. Of course, though, not as much as it used to be when I was a girl. It's gotten much more influenced by the East Coast and that California stuff. Still, it hasn't changed as much as other places, I reckon. We've always been happy here.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? Oh, surely you have something more interesting to talk about.
Oh, come on, Gran.
All right, dear. What do you want to hear?
Oh nein, jetzt kriegen wir wieder hier die
Jetzt kommt
Zehnerliste.
wieder- Aber nicht, wie alt bist du, siehst du? Das hätte ich jetzt ja fast vermutet. Was machst du den ganzen Tag?
What do you do all day?
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden. I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old body like mine from stiffening up.
You're not old.
Oh, don't be foolish. I'm older than the hills.
Tell me about before you met Granddaddy.
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. We grew peas, corn, cotton, all kinds of things. It was a good childhood, but my father was very strict. He didn't much let me out of his sight.
Tell me how you met Granddaddy.
I met Harrison at a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find your way." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend Alma, and at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fire and brimstone antics, and a piece of it, one of those small add-on do's for men, went flying off. I swear, Harrison and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies. It was then I knew that he was for me.
Nicht schlecht.
Geile Geschichte.
How you feeling these days?
Fit as a fiddle, and don't you worry your head about it.
Just tell me anything.
Das schon
Der
wieder.
Evergreen.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I couldn't have any more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Just tell me anything at all.
I never loved any man but your grandfather, and I never will.
Just tell me anything.
Durchaus interessante Details.
Ja.
I hate to admit it, but I was a jealous little thing when your granddad and I were younger. I loved him so ferociously, and he did attract the eyes of the ladies, whether he wanted to or not.
Just tell me anything at all.
I get lonely sometimes, but I have lots of girlfriends in the neighborhood. I call one of them if I'm feeling blue.
Naja, ich würde mal sagen, auf zum Dachboden jetzt, oder?
Just tell me anything at
Oder
all.
willst du noch einmal?
I wish you'd settle down.
Einmal
and
geht
give me
noch.
a great grandchild.
Einmal geht noch, okay.
Oh, Gran. Just tell me anything at all.
I had your
Ja,
father.
okay, da wiederholt sich.
Ja, da haben wir es alle. Also wir haben alles mitgenommen, was geht.
Richtig.
Aber jetzt haben wir noch ein,
Right, dear.
Thema.
Familie Neid, ne?
Erstmal ein Kompliment machen, oder? Vielleicht davor?
Okay.
You know, you get prettier every time I see you. Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad, your father, or your mother?
Ja, nehmen wir mal Harrison.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad immigrated to America when he was 21. He worked his way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad supported me and your father with bookkeeping. I'll tell you what, though, he hated every minute of it. Didn't really like bookkeeping one bit. Maybe that was why he had the worst luck with jobs. The nights he'd come home afraid to tell me he'd lost another. And I would tell him it didn't matter to me. But he felt ashamed, Gabriel.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Harrison was only 36 when he died. Your father was 8 years old at the time. Your granddad was hit by a streetcar in the business district. Took me nearly a year to believe he was really gone.
I'm sorry, Gran.
I know you are, dear.
Tell me something
Noch
about
was über ihn?
Granddad.
Wir klicken immer die gleichen an, ne?
Granddad
Ich
was a
irgendwie.
poet?
Da kommt auch immer was Neues.
He
Mhm.
wrote the most beautiful poetry for me when we were courting. I always thought he should have done something with that gift. But he was such a practical man. Didn't believe in chasing after dreams.
Okay, einmal noch.
Tell me something about Granddad.
I don't know what else
Okay,
to
das
tell
war
you.
alles.
Tell me about my father.
Your father was my only child. How we adored him. Philip suffered from terrible nightmares, just like your granddad did. They were 2 peas in a pod.
Tell me about my father.
When Philip met your mother, it was love at first sight. They were married 2 weeks later. Never looked at a girl seriously until then. And he looked at plenty. You have your father's way with women, Gabriel. And your granddad's.
Tell me about my father.
I wanted to just lay down and die when he and your mother were killed in that car crash when you were only 8. It was the thought of taking care of you that kept me going, Gabriel. The police say your father swerved off the road after being frightened by something. Perhaps a deer in the road or a wild cat.
Tell me about my father.
Your granddad wanted Philip to have a normal life. He was obsessed by that thought. He pushed Philip to go to law school. Philip was driven to art. He painted almost in a daze. He would get so inside himself when he worked.
Tell me
Noch
about
was?
my father.
He always hated it that it was Margaret's money that supported the 3 of you when his painting couldn't. I kept telling him, try something more cheerful, like a landscape or two. But he couldn't do it. His work was just too dark and disturbing for the public, you know.
Tell me
Kommt
about
aber auch
my
immer
father.
viel hier, ne?
Das wird's gewesen sein, denke ich jetzt. Ja,
Ja.
das war's.
Und dann noch Margaret.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans. She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked defying her family. Since you're so interested in family history these days, why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and visit the family tomb?
Aha.
It would be a sweet gesture.
Maybe I will.
Also
Tell me
Familiengrab
about
vom
my
Friedhof.
mother.
Your
Genau.
mother's family refused to give her money after the marriage. All she had left was a modest trust fund from her great aunt, who happened to like Philip. The remainder of your mother's trust fund became yours when she died. That's what you used to open your bookshop.
Tell me about my mother.
The Templetons are all gone now. Every last one of them. They never wanted anything to do with us, of course. What a waste.
Tell me about my mother.
I don't know what
Okay, das war's. Noch ein Kompliment
Have
machen?
you baked any of your incredible molasses pies?
no, dear. But you let me know when you want some, and I'll whip up half a dozen.
Gut. Dann würde ich sagen, gehen wir jetzt mal auf den Boden, wa?
Richtig, jetzt haben wir ein bisschen mit ihr geredet, haben aber auch natürlich viel erfahren, was wir so nicht wussten.
Ja.
Ich meine, dass der Buchladen uns gehört, hätte man denken können, aber jetzt haben wir es nochmal
Richtig.
bestätigt bekommen.
Grandmother Knight rarely uses the fireplace. On the wall, Gabriel's inherited some good Granny's knitting.
Okay.
I'm going to go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
Recht staubig.
So,
Ui.
hier sieht doch was
An elaborate mechanical clock. Probably
aus Deutschland,
German
okay.
origin.
Können wir die einstecken?
Gabriel doesn't want to take
Okay.
the clock.
Möchte er nicht.
Geh mal mit dem, guck mal, ob du die benutzen kannst oder ob du da
The clock won't.
Öffnen geht
die,
auch.
mit den Zahnrädern oder was das da ist.
Ah, drücken kann man.
Drücken kann man.
Ach nee, da zur
Oh,
Seite packen.
wegstellen. Auch nicht schlecht.
Was haben wir hier?
The old trunk look like it's gone.
Eine Truhe. Können wir die öffnen? Ja.
The trunk contains some old clothes, including a pair of leather shorts.
Ups, was war da noch?
The trunk contains leather hose,
Ledershorts aus Germany.
German books, and a bundle of granddad and grand's love letters.
Ja, ist wahrscheinlich nichts Brauchbares drin.
Dann können wir ja mal versuchen zu nehmen.
I don't think there's anything in that trunk that would interest
Okay. Ja. Können wir da nochmal drücken vielleicht oder so?
It looks pretty
Nee.
heavy.
Gabriel's not quite up to a real.
Wir wollen ja nicht aufräumen. Was ist denn da auf dem Stuhl?
Gabriel's not quite up to a
So ein Korb. Was das
that
ist?
box of knickknacks.
Ja.
It's Granddaddy's old golf bag.
Gabriel has seen these ornaments every. It's a lady's.
From Grand.
It's an old metal tub full of dust and.
Hm.
It's
Ja,
an
Krimskrams.
old
Kannst du das mitnehmen vielleicht?
grandma's attic is-
Wo jetzt?
Das Krimskrams da, diese Kiste, ich glaube. Ah, da geht was.
There's nothing I want in there.
Nee.
Ah, ist nichts drin, was
I
ihn
think I'll
interessieren
leave
würde,
that up
okay.
here. I think I'll leave
Ich
that
probiere jetzt
up.
mal ein paar Sachen
I think-
durch hier.
I think I'll leave that up. I think I'll. I think
Gabriel doesn't want it.
it looks.
Ach, guck mal, da ist, glaube ich, geh mal neben dem Korb, da ist, glaube ich, liegt ein Buch oder sowas. Siehst du das? Praktisch direkt jetzt links, also rechts neben dem
Ach,
Korb.
hier.
Was das, ich glaube, das ist, ja, das könnte was.
Ja.
I think I'll take Daddy's.
Ah,
sketchbook
okay.
with me.
Das hatte ich jetzt gar nicht gesehen, okay.
I think I'll leave that up here.
ein Skizzenbuch. Da können wir, glaube ich, im Inventar ja reingucken.
Ja, aber das würde ich sagen, machen wir dann in der nächsten Episode.
Okay.
Da die Zeit jetzt schon wieder davonläuft. Ich würde sagen, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Bis denne.